Hello everyone, you're watching Keto Cooking with Corey, and today we are going to be making cheesy Worcestershire beef patties. This is another Green Chef meal, and it will be accompanied by a kale salad with radishes and almonds and sauteed yellow squash. Well, my squash was green, but anyways, let's just begin the food. So first off, I've got a squash, and we're going to cut the ends off of it. The puppy is for some reason excited about that squash. Interesting. And now we will half it lengthwise. Perfecto. Now lay them flat and slice across into half moons, or about 1/4 inches thick. Alright, now that that's complete, I'm going to put them in this little bowl here. I hope they'll fit. They might. But I'm going to set these guys aside for right now. You must all fit in the tiny bowl. Stop it. Go. Yes. Alright, put it away. And now let's work on the kale. I used 2 3/4 ounces of green kale, which roughly was about 3 leaves of kale, I guess. But you really should be measuring out your ingredients correctly. Kitchen scales are very inexpensive and extremely useful. I'll leave a link of one in the description if you guys wanted to check it out. But back to our kale. So what we're going to do is remove any thick stems from the kale and then start roughly chopping it up into little bite-sized pieces. So there's our first handful of chopped up kale, and I'm going to put that in this little bigger bowl on the side. And now to destem the second one. To destem it, if you're curious, it's pretty simple. Just cut around the stem and make sure you keep all the leafy part. You're basically cutting a V into the leaf, but you don't go all the way down because the top of the leaf is still leafy green. See? There you go. Pretty simple, right? So now I'm just going to fold that over and chop those little pieces up. Although those pieces don't really look bite-sized, do they? So I'm going to flip them around and chop them up again on the other side. That way they are truly bite-sized. And there is our second handful of kale, which seemed to be a much bigger leaf than the first one. Time for the little old third guy. Doing my best to cut out the stemmy stem. I want to keep as much fluffy green, leafy green, however you would describe that pretty green. I want to keep it because I want to eat it. Not gonna lie. Okay, goodbye stem. Oh wait, there's a tiny stem there. We don't want that. And now for the chopping. looks good, but I think I'm gonna chop it up a little bit more. Yeah, just randomly in here and there. Looks good. Time to clean up the mess. Like I said, I want all of the leafy leaves. Now here come the radishes. We used 2 ounces of radishes, and this basically was equivalent to 2 pretty good sized radishes. For these guys, we are going to do literally the same exact thing as we did with the squash. Cut the ends off on both sides, and then cut those in half. Now lay them flat on their sides and slice half moons into them, about 1/4 inches thick, the same thing as the squash. Radishes look so pretty and cute to me, but they taste so strange. But I still enjoy them. Okay, so that was 1 whole radish, and now let's chop up the second one. Awesome, we've got some radishes. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those guys in their own little dish as well. Here you guys go. Alright, let's push all those veggies away because it is time for the meat. I am flopping down 10 ounces of ground beef on this here plate. So first let me grab... Yep, that looks better. Okay, alright, so now I'm going to grab my pepper, and I'm going to give it a good twist and get pepper all over the meat, because that's what I'm seasoning it with, salt and pepper. Classic, right? So here's our salt. Salt and pepper have been added, so now we mash it all up together. Now that it is all mixed, I'm going to do my very, very best to split this as evenly as possible so I can form 2 patties. Being a little bit of a perfectionist, but that's okay. I want a pretty burger, okay? Okay, I think that finally looks good, so now I'll finally move on to the second patty. Alright, finally! That looks good! Now over at our oven, we're going to add 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil to a saute pan over medium heat. Once the oil is in the pan, let it heat up for a bit. Okay, the oil is nice and hot, it is splashing all over me and it kind of hurts, so let's add our patties. Now we're going to let those cook on each side for about 3 minutes or until it looks brown. Just going to set the burgers up nicely in the pan, and I'm going to put this splash guard on top so it can stop making a huge mess all over my nice stove. Time to check and see how they look. Ooh, that doesn't look that bad at all. Let's go ahead and flip the second one and let that cook on those sides again. Nice. So once again, 3 minutes or until brown. Alright, time to take a look, and I just gotta say, the smell of beef smells so good. That looks great. Now to finally add 2 1/4 ounce of Worcestershire sauce. We're also going to add 1/4 cup of water to the pan, and we're going to do it around the patties, not directly on top of them. Now on top of each patty, I'm going to add 1/2 ounce of shredded sharp cheddar cheese. Be very careful and gentle when trying to place the cheese on top because we don't want to lose a single piece, and we want all of it to melt on the burgers and not into the pan. Okay, maybe a little more here, a little more there. Alright, we're good. It's totally fine if you do drop some cheese, it's gonna happen. After that, cover the pan with a lid. Let it all simmer for 4 to 5 minutes or until patties are fully cooked or to your desired doneness. Oh, and of course, when the cheese is also melted. Okay, let's take a look. Ooh. Yep, those look like burgers with cheese. Thank goodness, that's what I was going for. So now we're going to take the patties away, but we're going to keep the sauce in the pan because we want to take it back to the stove and we want to start reducing it. We're basically just trying to slightly thicken it, and to do that, we're just going to let it simmer for 2 to 3 minutes, every once in a while stirring it up. Just letting it go, rock out. Looks good, so I'm going to take that away, put that elsewhere. Now in another pan over medium heat, I'm going to heat up about 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And now we add the squash. Stir it up a little bit, try to lay them out flat. Just very gently stir them around, let them saute. I'm gonna season them with some pepper and salt. Why do I always do pepper then salt? It's supposed to be salt and pepper. Now we're gonna stir it all up, mixing it all together. All the salt, pepper, oil, getting on all those little squashies. Don't forget, you want to try to make sure they're all laying down flat in the pan. That way each of them is getting, individually grilled and cooked a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and flip them over, that way they cook like that on each side, because that's how I really enjoy it. Alright, they look good and sauteed, and they're super soft. While they're off the heat, go ahead and add 1 tablespoon of butter to the pan, and stir it around until it's all mixed and melted together. Okay, time to make our side salad. I'm gonna put all my chopped up kale in a large bowl. So the sauce I'm using for the salad is a lemon chive vinaigrette, and we have 1 ounce of it. But first, I'm only going to add 1 tablespoon of it to the salad. Now to lightly season it with some salt. And stir it all up. You kind of want to massage the vinaigrette into the leaves. That way they soak it all up and become softer. Okay, the leaves are much softer, so now we're going to go ahead and add our 2 ounces of radishes. Now to add that crunch back, 1/2 ounce of sliced almonds. I'm going to stir it up just a little bit to combine. And now I will add the rest of the lemon chive vinaigrette. And of course, mix it all together. Okay, that looks good. So let's go back to our cheeseburgers. Or beef patties with cheese. Whichever you prefer to call it. Now with the remaining Worcestershire pan sauce, I'm going to drizzle it over each of the patties. A little more for you. And of course for me. Now to split this very healthy salad between us both. And last but not least, we get to share the squash. And voila! What do you guys think? It looks really colorful and beautiful, don't you think? And it smells fantastic. You guys, this meal was really good. We both loved it and tore it apart. I highly recommend it. A+, 5 thumbs up. That awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. If any of you have any good ideas of anything I could make, let me know. I would really love to try them out. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!